One UI 7 has been a little bit of a disaster for Samsung. First, it took them something like 47 calendar years to actually deliver the update to devices that didn't start with S25 something. Then, when it actually rolled out, a lot of you seemed like you didn't actually like it. Some of the changes seem to be very controversial and things that a lot of you just don't seem to enjoy. Maybe you wish you were still on One UI 6. But today in this video, we're talking about something new because One UI 8 in beta is already rolling out. They just delivered 7, and yes, indeed, they are about one Android version behind, so they are trying to catch up by delivering One UI 8 very, very soon. And if you have an S25 device and you are in the regions mentioned here, the US, UK, Germany, and South Korea, you can go into the Samsung Members application, look for the beta banner at the top, click on that, and join. I also want to quickly point out that Samsung has also confirmed on their newsroom that One UI 8 is actually going to debut with their next-gen foldables. That's the Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7, but that's really neither here nor there. We actually talked about that a couple of weeks back, maybe a month or so ago. But in this video, we're going to talk about the changelog, and it is fairly lengthy. So we're going to kind of take a first look at this new version of One UI 8 on my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. I'm not sure that I'm going to go through every single one of these. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I haven't actually read all of them myself, so this is a true first impressions. All that out of the way, let's get started. So the first one is easier file sharing with Quick Share. So they actually talk about just clicking on the Quick Share button in your quick settings. Now, let me quickly remind you that on One UI 7 and One UI 8, by default, when you swipe down for your quick settings, the quick settings and the notifications are in their own separate little interface, but you can actually go into your panel settings and you can make them be together, which is what I have done. I've reverted it to the old behavior. So swipe down over here, you're going to get notifications. Over here, you're going to get your quick settings. So again, you can change that back. But right in here, if we swipe down again, I can see my quick share button. And if you click on this, you do get a new interface for quick share. Nothing too crazy, but it actually does just open up with that button. And again, it does have a new interface. The My Files app is getting a little bit of a refresh as well. If you jump into recent files, you have these little filters up here at the top. If I show you this on my Z Fold 6, you can see that it's similar, but you don't have quite the same functionality there. So they're saying it's going to make it easier to find your downloaded files. And this works either in recent files or in your downloads folder. Either way, you're going to get these little filters. You can see here, this was downloaded through Brave. So you can see that it was downloaded through Brave. So this is a pretty small one. Inside the Samsung Internet Browser, this little menu down here has been redesigned. They've kind of just changed some things around. You can see again on my Z Fold 6 what it used to look like and what it looks like now. Under more convenient AI select, no more waiting. When you start AI select, you can now select an area of the screen immediately. So let's see if we can tell the difference here. Let's pull this out and let's do AI select. And I guess maybe it's just meant to be a little bit quicker. AI select is a pretty interesting feature where you can, it's kind of almost like circle to search, but AI. So you can see that I've circled this area and I can do things like text extraction. I can do generative edit, which is going to treat this like an image and I can sort of draw on top of it or do different things like that. Download it, share it, copy it, pin it. It's a pretty useful feature and I guess they've just sped things up a little bit. Now here they mention enhanced display support for Samsung DeX. You can do WQHD, you can rotate the screen. But when you actually fire up DeX, what you're going to see here is that there's more than just that. Here we are in Samsung DeX, and this is a reworked interface. A few things have changed, right? So notice, I think that's new. That nice soft blurred background there on the notifications. Your application button used to be on the far left. Now it's in the middle, and that is definitely a new look as well. The search button is a new look as well. This is, again, a reworked interface for Samsung DeX, and they did not mention it. It's nothing, crazy, shocking, revolutionary, but this is a new appearance for DeX, and they just did not really mention it at all, and that kind of makes me wonder, are there any other things that might be tucked away in this update that they're not mentioning? Probably. And keep in mind, Google is working with Samsung on their own desktop mode. And the rumor is this new sort of reworked Samsung DeX is now running on that foundation that Google and Samsung made together. So even beyond the visual changes, there may be more things under the hood that are different there as well. This next one is interesting. While two apps are open in split screen view, you can push one app against the edge of the screen to keep it partially visible while giving most of your focus to the other app. This sounds like boundless view or open canvas. We'd actually seen some rumors that Google could actually be sort of copying this feature for a future version of Android. And I'm wondering, do we have something like that here? So let's get a couple of apps opened in split screen and see what's going on. So we're in split screen now. How do we go about pushing one app off the screen? Is it just something like that? That just seems like that's just sort of, okay, there we go. So is this what we're talking about? It is. This is 100%. This is open canvas or a boundless view. They've done the thing. They've just copied what OnePlus and Oppo have done. If they roll this out to the Fold devices, this is going to be a game changer. On these larger screens, being able to have basically full screen apps that you can tap on the edge of and bounce back and forth is going to be awesome. And not only will you have that, you'll also have Samsung's old default way of doing this as well. You'll have both options. This is very, very cool. Sleeper pick here for the best feature on One UI. I want to quickly remind you guys, when you see these animations look really, really janky and slow, that's not real. I feel like I have to say this every single time, but I'm doing this wirelessly using something called Screen Copy. You can see on the phone it's fine. Over here we're having some trouble. Just bear with me. The Reminder app has been redesigned with categories shown at the top of the screen, making it easier to see how many reminders are in each category with a quick glance. Again, this is just sort of a small quality of life change. I do like how they sort of expand when you scroll, though. Apparently, you can also just type into the reminder box at the bottom of the screen and suggestions will appear to help you save time. So let's just say, well, not really the most helpful potential suggestion there, but maybe some of them are better than that. Inside the Calendar app, the little plus button down in the corner will now allow you to actually switch over to a reminder creation thing, which is kind of interesting. So you don't have to actually open up the Reminder app. You can just do this straight from the Calendar app. It also says when you start adding an event in the quick add menu, which should be this here, you'll get suggestions for event names and times based on your past events. In the Modes and Routines app, if you go over here to Discover, you're going to see a handful of new presets that they say are for advanced conditions or for weather. Workout Recap Before Bed is a new one. We have some new ones under More Accessible as well. New actions are available for getting data from the Clock, Calendar, and Samsung Notes app. After you get the data, you can use it in other conditions or actions. So just some more enhancements for the Modes and Routines application. We won't go super detailed into these, but there are some enhancements for the Samsung Health app, running distance challenges, food recording reminders, under communication, improvements to the profile card so it's easier to create and edit your profile card, get the perfect layout for your name and picture, review recorded calls and contacts. That's a cool one. So when you've actually used the call recording stuff, you actually going to see those in the contacts application appended to that particular contact if they are saved. In the camera section, swipe up or down to open the quick controls. This kind of reminds me of the way that Google does it with their Pixel phones. So here in the camera app, it does actually seem like we're going to need to jump into the camera settings in order to change that action. So by default, it's going to switch you over to your selfie camera. So let's look for this here. Swipe up or down to set to switch cameras. Now we can change it to open controls. So let's swipe up and there are our controls. We can swipe down and there are the controls as well. It's a little bit weird because you're swiping up or down to get something to slide out from the side. Maybe that needs a bit of a new interface, but it's there. We've got several more without a whole lot that I can really show you. So underneath Enhanced Secure Folder, it says you can completely hide and encrypt your secure folder for maximum detection. You can set the secure folder to hide apps and prevent notifications when you lock it. Several cool things here under accessibility, like allowing people to have new ways to do pinch to zoom or control your keyboard, magnify, or control your mouse, I should say, with your keyboard. Magnify with your keyboard easily, pair Bluetooth hearing aids, and then here under even more several improvements. Easily connect to Auracast broadcast, allows you to broadcast audio from one device to multiple listening devices at the same time. It's now easier to connect by simply scanning a QR code. Enhanced alarm groups. You can add existing alarms to an alarm group by tapping the plus button, and then revamped weather visuals. The weather app now provides more rich and realistic images. Let's take a look and see if we see anything here. I guess that might be what they're talking about. I don't remember the lady actually walking around. I can open the same thing up on my Z Fold 6, and she does walk around, but she's kind of a flat-looking animation. I'll show you this here if this will focus. She's just sort of like a different art style than what we got there. So that definitely is a change that maybe you like, maybe you don't. So there's quite a bit of stuff there, and honestly, I still think after going through all of them that the killer feature is Samsung is basically cloning OpenView or boundless view, whatever, the open canvas or boundless view. I was combining the two names. Otherwise, I think that there are some nice things there, and we've definitely heard rumors that there are some other improvements coming, some additional visual changes, so forth and so on. I don't detect a change to the battery icon that a lot of you really don't like, and I don't see any way to sort of change that icon either. So I think that a lot of the things that people kind of are complaining about with One UI 7, at least in the first beta, I'm not seeing any obvious changes to those things, just sort of new things being added on. And then, of course, this is now running Android 16. So with this update, they are basically caught up. My Pixel phones are also running Android 16. So that is good in and of itself, guys. That is my first look at this One UI 8 Android 16 beta on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. I think that there are quite a few pretty interesting things there. Let me know if you find anything else that I have missed that's hidden and tucked away, like the rework of the Samsung DeX interface that they just did not mention in the change log. Drop that comment down below. If you have any other experiences, maybe your battery life degraded with One UI 7, is it better now with One UI 8? That would all be great feedback to have in those comments down below. Subscribe for more content just like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.